Hey, I came with a quick message this morning. I'm gonna make it as quick as possible. There is no rising to prominence. There is no promised land without process. There is no palace moment without preparation. I was reading 1 Samuel 17 last night before last, in preparation for a prayer meeting. And as we were set to pray about manifestation, the Lord was speaking to me about building capacity. And he brought me to David. And I thought, how crucial was David's desert experience to him becoming king? Like, what is the correlation? Why did he have to be in the backside of the desert? Why did he need to be a shepherd for him to be successful at being king? If his whole life was meant for him to be king of Israel, why did he need the desert experience? And I quickly learned that it was building capacity in David. It was building and preparing him. It was developing in David what they call a shepherd's heart. A shepherd is willing to defend and fight for and protect his sheep at all cost. And we see that David did that. He fought lions and bears with his bare hands because he wanted to protect his sheep. And as a king of a nation, Israel was a nation that had many enemies. Every look you're looking at the Bible, Israel and somebody at war, even to date. And so they needed a king that had a shepherd's heart, that was genuinely interested in defending the people, genuinely interested in serving the people and protecting them. And as I continued to read out of David and Goliath, I learned that David, though he went up where the battle was happening to serve his brothers, he took a genuine interest in protecting his people from the Philistines. And he went up and he said, I will go and fight Goliath. Mind you, this is an uncircumcised Philistine who has been a man of war ever since him knee. And David, of course, was a young teenage boy. And all David had was a sling and 5 smooth stones. Was David's confidence in his sling and stones? Absolutely not. His confidence was in the God that kept him in the desert. His confidence was in the God that protected him and his sheep from the lion and the bear. In the backside of the desert, David developed a level of faith that gave him the confidence that he could stand up to Goliath. What am I saying? If the season you're currently in feels like the backside of the desert, don't worry. It's building something in you. It's building capacity in you. Because the reality is, the David that we meet in 1 Samuel 17 could not be the David that, before 1 Samuel 17, I should say, could not be the David that ruled Israel, could not be the David that sat up on the throne. He needed to be pruned, processed, and prepared for kingship. And all his life prior to taking his seat on the throne was preparation for that throne moment. I was also reminded of Joseph. Joseph got the dream, and God was basically telling Joseph, this is what you will be. You will rise to a certain level of prominence and relevance. But I bet my last dollar that Joseph never saw the pit and the prison coming. And that's what happens to a lot of us at times when God says something concerning us, when we get a vision, when we get a dream, when we get a word of prophecy, we believe as if, or we believe that God is going to do it. And I am here to tell you, God is going to do it. But a lot of the times, probably all the time, we won't like the methodology. We won't like the journey to the promised land. The children of Israel, when they escaped Egypt, they were promised to enter a land flowing with milk and honey. But yet 40 years later, many of them died before seeing the promised land. Many of them died before entering that promise. But God had to take them through a process, a pruning, a preparation. The you that you are today cannot rise to the level of prominence and relevance that the Lord has in store for you because you're not yet processed. You're not yet pruned. You're not yet adequately prepared. It's like giving a toddler an iPhone. They don't know what to do with it. If you're in a mind shop, them can't go in at the tub, them go wash it. So you're giving a toddler a laptop and a MacBook. They don't know the value of it. They don't know what to do with it. They are not prepared adequately to utilize it, to use it for them to thrive and to become better. It's the same with God. He would be an irresponsible God and an irresponsible father to give us something before our time. To give unto us, to cause something to manifest in our life, knowing fully well that we are not prepared to handle it. So if you're being processed, if you're in a season where you feel like, boy, I'm in the pit, boy, I'm in the prison, boy, I'm in the backside of the desert, boy, this journey that should have just been a couple of days turned out being 40 years. If that's you, you're in good company. David, Joseph, the children of Israel, Moses, Aaron, all of them. All of them. You're in good company. But there is no prominence. You won't rise to that level of prominence. Your true level of prominence. Your true level of relevance. You won't rise. You won't elevate and be able to sustain that without being processed, pruned, and prepared. God bless you.